Morning everyone, welcome to Nat's Knackers Yard, commute edition I suppose. So, what's going on? Full disclosure, it's currently Wednesday. I did do this on Monday, and I did film it, but freaking audio didn't work. So I've had a play, I've had a sort, I think I've got it fixed. I think we're there. I've also done some messing around with the microphone to see whether or not I can cure that crackle a little bit, so it's a bit more covered than it was. It'd be interesting to see whether or not I'm muffled and all of this is wasted again. Wasted footage again. Right, let's go. Right, I've got my clutch on. Dick. I've got my choke on. It is bastard cold, but you may notice the noise difference. The Yoshi is back. So actually Sunday night I swapped it back from the Black Widow. I wasn't happy. It didn't fit particularly well, but actually aesthetics wise I wasn't happy. It didn't look right. Sounded great, but it didn't look right. So I've gone back to the Yoshi. A few people commenting actually about Yoshi being better exhaust, and I don't know. I haven't looked into these things enough, and possibly should look more. But and a few people saying about Black Widow and commuting and wanting to keep a slightly lower profile. I don't know if police stop you for having a slightly loud exhaust. It's not something I've come across. But actually there is an element of truth to it. You'll see it, I've got about a 20-minute commute at the moment in my current job. It's relatively short, and actually listening to a Black Widow for that period of time is quite nice. It's a nice soundtrack to start your day. Look at that, sounds like an advert. But you're right, when my commute goes to like an hour commute in the summer, that might get a bit much. Which is a fair one. That's a fairly considerable difference in commute. So the Yoshi is just a little bit more subdued. It's just a little bit more, grown up. But more importantly, for me, still sounds good on a bomb. so I'm not completely muting myself. The observant may notice that I've gone a different way. How far are you coming out? Jesus. If you imagine, a box, I've basically got, from bottom left corner to bottom right corner. You can get it two ways, and it's exactly what I can do here. So I just thought, for a bit of variety, for me more than for the channel, I'd come out the house and turn left rather than right and go the other way. Not so much ripping and roaring this way, a lot more traffic, but variety is the spice of life. As far as the cat's concerned, like I said, this isn't my first commute on it. My first commute on it was Monday, backwards and forwards, but no audio. But it's really nice. It's really subdued, but with a bit of threat when it needs it. Like that is just lovely. It's just great fun. More than enough power to get you out of the shit. or indeed to put you in it, I suppose. But yeah, more than enough oomph for when it needs it. And it's just really gearing this up to be a day bike. It's not a show bike. I want to make it prettier, don't get me wrong, but it's not a show bike. I'm not fussed about polishing. I'm not going to mess around with, the top yoke and try and get that all normal, matte shiny, or black it out or anything like that. That's kind of not my thing on this bike. I do want to sort out the I'm not going to be able to show you because my camera points to the road, not to the tank, but I do want to sort out that chunk to the tank just because it annoys me more than anything else. The mechanism I've got to do that is that I've managed to get hold of a very, very cheap tank that looks alright, looks scruffy as hell, but looks alright, and depending on what it actually looks like and what condition it's in when it physically arrives, I'll either do that one up and drop that on the bike, or I think what's more likely is swill it out, make sure there's no rust or anything like that on it, swap that one onto the bike, and then sort out this one and put it back on once it's all painted and pristine and good. I think that's what I'm going to do, but at the moment I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. One way or another, there'll be a couple of uploads on me sorting out and repainting a Thundercat tank, which could be interesting, and I'm quite looking forward to doing. Actually, I like doing that sort of stuff. Beyond that, I do want to do the fairing at some point, but I think that's really gonna have to hold on for a little bit longer until I've got space and time to do it. I just really want to. Well, I don't need to do any of that to keep this as a commuter. I don't need to do anything at all. It's fine as is. Years MOT, no faults, no problems, no advisories, etc. It's all good in the hood, as absolutely nobody says. But there's just things that I want to do. My slight sense of anality kicking in. I just remember why I don't like coming this way. It's too much slow traffic. Other stuff that's going on. I can't show you. Oh, I could show you. I tell you what. I'll drop in a picture here somewhere. I've got body armour on. It was a couple. I was messing around on forums, on various bike forums, on commute stuff and yada yada yada. So and this is gearing up for being a commuting bike. The number of people that said spine protection, spine protection, spine protection. And I was there thinking, well, my jacket's got spine protection. It has, but it's not exactly a race jacket. And I was looking at them thinking, oh yeah, I should. But then I had a bit of a brain fart, and I remembered that I've actually got a set of, I think it's motocross armour, that I used to use when I cycle commuted when I was working in Bristol. And I had a few near misses on the push bike. I only had a very, very, very short, very, very short hop. But I had a few near misses, and I thought, oh, okay. And I grabbed this body armour stuff and just wore it under a loose shirt. It was slightly overkill for what I was using it for, and sod's law, from the second that I bought it, I didn't get another near miss or a hit, and I was actually knocked off, which is what spurred me to get it in as the final point. It just got bounced into a hedge by a van. Yeah, so while I was looking up on the forums and looking to buy one, I suddenly thought, hang on, I wonder if I've still got that. So I've got that on today, and I can tell you it's warm. wish I'd thought of it at the absolute height of winter. It would have been a lot nicer. But yeah, it is nice and warm. But so I do feel slightly constricted at the moment, but a bit safer. It might end up being just too warm for summer, I don't know. But we shall see. I've got to get myself in the habit of it, because if I do get a bump, anything I can do to keep myself safe is worthwhile doing, in my opinion. Yeah, so it also has the advantage that I look pretty ripped at the moment. I look quite massive, which is unusual for a skinny rump like myself. But yeah, we're all good. We're all good. This is shit. Is there any room there? It's a red light. It's not as if I can do a great deal. Before, taking up all the space as usual. I can't fit in that gap. Come on, pull forward a little bit, mate. Come on. You just pull forward at a fucking foot. Fuck it, if there's not a gap there, I'll make one. To keep clear, keep your eyes open going around there. Learn a vehicle. Just keep snurgling up the side. I don't want to scare anybody, and frankly I'm not in that much of a rush to get into work. I don't like it that much. On the Thundercat and commuting on it, I realised I disappeared away with the fairies there. It is, with the exception of the diversion, I will give it that. It is one of the most, or the most comfortable ride. Not that I've taken it on long tours or hours out, but you know, it is a really comfortable bike. The only slight issue I've got, and it's my height, not the bike, is the fairing, the bottom fairing down here. See my knees rest against it when I've got both legs down. Now I'm nowhere near it when I'm actually on and tucked. Actually there's a fair amount of space between me, my knees and the fairing, which is unusual because you know, I'm just shy of 6'3" and particularly gangly, so I've got loads of room tucked up on it. The inside of my knee just rests when I've got leg down. Now, so what? That's what are you wittering about that? I want to paint these fairings at some point, so I am going to have to be careful on those edges, because if let's say careful, I'm going to have to think what I'm doing there, because I want a fair amount of paint on there, because I think if I just go scant on it, I'm going to rub it through with my knee, and I don't really want to have to, you know, find myself concentrating on, oh, don't touch paint, don't, every time I put my leg down. That'll drive me freaking balmy. Right, yeah, I'm not coming this way again. There's a reason I go the other way. I don't know if it's any quicker, but it's certainly less of an arseache. Back there, looks like there's been an accident. I hope everybody's okay. And that's why traffic had stopped. The Thundercat actually handles bumps quite nicely as well. There's you get a little bit of a little bit of fairing rattle. You're always going to get that on a faired bike, and particularly an older faired bike where things have rocked loose a little bit. I can do something about that once I get painting, so I will be wedging fairings as much as I can. So those little, you get them in for cupboard doors, the little rubber stoppers, you know, they look like, you know, like hole punch holes basically. Little bubbles like that. Very easy to just drop onto the fairing before you screw them together again. It just introduces a bit of cushioning into the system a little bit. So I'll be doing some of that. The felt ones work just as well. The sort of anti-scratch on your wood flooring or your lino flooring. Exactly the same thing. You just jump the lights then, idiot. So I'll stop some of that fairing buzz or fairing rattle. I'll rephrase that. It's not fairing buzz. I don't get it on revs at all, which is good because that's fucking irritating when that happens. When I had full fairing on the diversion, it used to do that until I fixed it. But because it's also really hard to track down as well without standing on your driveway, revving the tits out your bike, trying to work out where the rattle's coming from or where the buzz is coming from. So it doesn't do that. It's just a little bit of a rattle when you hit a big bump, which, again, commuter bike, that happens. Roads are shite. And don't forget, I've also got my front and rear cameras booming through. My lights are on because they're always on. My cameras are capturing everything around me, so in event of incident I have evidence that it ain't my fault, Gov. Unnecessary, utterly unnecessary, but fun. Definitely fun. I'm not entirely sure why that Ford wants to leave quite so much space, and you're just going to crawl up to fill it up now and make the guy behind you do the same. Alright, let's go. Oh, because I can. Oh, sad face. Yeah, the one bit I haven't done, I would for is my Google Maps sat-nav / speed camera detector, whatever you want to rattle through. Don't really need it on my day commute because I know where everything is. I know where I'm going. Let's try it with the lid down, it's getting a bit windy. I also cleaned my visor last night. I realised on Monday just how absolutely fezzing it was, and I was struggling to see through it. So yeah, I got a good douche. And the problem with having a visor down when it's cold as a wearer of spectacles is the fact that the gigs do fog up. And I know, you know, I've tried all sorts and to varying degrees of success. Various sprays and ointments. The best one that I found by quite a long way is the old anti-dandruff shampoo. Well, it was Head and Shoulders. There is no sponsorship deal there. No, but there's some sort of active ingredient in Head and Shoulders, but if you rub it on, let it dry and rub it off, it does stop fogging, and it's brilliant. But I don't think anyone's going to constantly do that with their glasses. Visors maybe, but not glasses are going to wear all day. Just had to crack my visor because it was fogging up my specs. Yeah, a different commute this time round. One that I don't think I'll be repeating in a hurry. It's just boring. nice when somebody lets people across. Always nice to let people across. I did wonder why he was slowing down there. But I'm not going to nip in front of a lady and 2 kids, not a chance. Snotty. Right, I think I'm going to drop you off there. So, verdict on the Thundercat as a commuter, so far, absolutely fucking brilliant. Cheers all, catch you later.